Craig from Sky Sports. Nice to meet you. I want to talk about your goal scoring first, Gabriel, because I think you just one fewer goal than you had for the entirety of last season. Was that a personal target you set yourself at the start of this year to get a few more goals, to have more of an end product?
Yeah, of course. Well, I'm not gonna tell you, but of course, before the season, I was talking to my dad and I said to him, I will score this amount of goal and give this amount of assists. So always try to have a number in my mind and try to achieve it.
Okay. And is there still a question in your mind whether you might end up in a more central role, or do you think you'll be on the wide side of the attack?
To be fair, I prefer to play on the wing, but of course I can play as a number 9. And I don't know, in a few years' time, you never know, I can play as a number 9 as well. So it's up to Mikel. If he wants to play me there, I'll be happy as well to play.
After your goal, the team had the tribute to Pablo, who I think the two of you have been quite good friends. You're maybe closer to him than a lot of the players. What's this whole episode been like for you, and have you had any contact with him?
It was a terrible situation. My girlfriend, after the game, I think he texted me, and I straight away texted him to ask how he was, but I think he was without his phone. But a few days later, he called me and we talked a bit, and he's fine at the moment, and I hope he can play and do what he loves.
But anxiety for you personally about it all?
As I said, it was a terrible situation. I was sad because of him, and disappointed because this is not what we expect for a friend of us. So, as I said, he's fine, and this is the most important thing.
Just maybe one last one from me. The World Cup obviously coming up. There's a group of, a quartet of Brazilians at Arsenal. Do you talk much about it between yourselves and in your own mind? What's your thinking with the tournament? Would it be obviously a disappointment, but you're a young man, there's more World Cups in the future to you if you don't make this one?
Yeah, we do. We talk a lot about it, and of course all of us want to be there in the list and want to play the World Cup. But what we can do is work hard here at Arsenal and try our best to be there in the list. So this is what we are trying to do.
Hi, Gabby. There was a lot of talk when Gabriel Jesus arrived about the partnership you and Gabby would build. There's too many Gabbys, I'm going to make a mistake. It seemed everyone thought it would be very good, but it seemed to come together so quickly. As early as the Leicester game, you two were interchanging positions. What is it about the two of you that you think brings out the best in each other?
To be fair, I think when you play with good players, it's easy. When I look to him and he's always moving, I look to Bukayo, he's always willing to play as well, so it becomes easier to adapt, If sometimes you can see in the games, he goes wide and I go central. In the goal that I scored against Forest, I was wide, I got the ball, I played to Bukayo, he went wide, he went to the wing, and I went inside the box. So I think everyone can see when we change our positions, and we like to do it. We always talk about it because we say that we are players that like to move and rotate, and this is good. I think it's hard for the defenders mark us, and we need to keep doing it.
And you've spoken before about how much you're enjoying being in this young team and how you see a long-term future there. We have to ask about your contract. Is there any progress on that front, and might Arsenal fans have some good news soon?
You want to get any money? I'm very happy at Arsenal. I said it many times. This is my club. I love to be here. I love the city. I love the club. I love everything about Arsenal. So I want to stay. I'm very happy.
They just need to get a pen.
Yeah, I just need to get a pen inside.
Top of the table still, and every time you sit down because City play ahead of you, you seem to respond. Has the start to the season, which has now become the first 4 months of the season, has it become any surprise, or are the players just enjoying the ride at the moment?
Oh, we are enjoying. When you are top of the league, you need to enjoy. I think it's a place that everyone wants to be. Every team wants to be in the top of the league, and we are there. And we have a very good mentality. We know why we are there, and we cannot stop doing the things that put us there. So we are happy with our position, but we know that it's not enough. We need to improve every single week and go game by game, trying to win all of them.
What's the pressure like this year, where you're now being talked about as being contenders to win the title, compared to the pressure last year, where it was trying to get into the top 4?
I think it's the same pressure. When you play for Arsenal, everyone expects us to win every game. So I think everyone in the team know our roles, and we are trying to do our best, and hopefully in the end of the season we can achieve good things.
Players like Reece Nelson, who came off the bench last week, scored 2 goals, had to be patient. Eddie Nketiah likewise. Have they had a word with you, because you've had to be patient in your time so far at Arsenal, haven't you, before you finally got your name on the team sheet every single week?
Yeah, of course. I think in general in football you have to be patient, but it's a bit harder when you are young. You always want to play, you don't understand the things, but I had to be patient as well. And about Reece, so happy for him. He's been working hard, and everyone in the team knows his quality, and everyone trusts him, and very happy for him. He scored twice and gave an assist, so very happy for him.
The last one, on the World Cup and on Brazil, it's 20 years, amazingly 20 years since Brazil last won the World Cup, which is probably longer than you've been alive. In terms of that, how much would you love to see Brazil not only competing in the latter stages of the World Cup again, but actually going on and winning the tournament?
First of all, I want to be there as well. I want to be in the list, but of course, I want Brazil to do well in the World Cup and win it. I think everyone in Brazil loves football, and everyone wants Brazil to do well. So
There'd be a lot of banter between you and the English boys.
what I can say, for me, Brazil is the best in the world, but they are gonna defend their sides as well. So
When do you find out about the World Cup? When is the squad announced?
next Monday,
Have you had any indication at all whether you're going to be in or out?
I'll be at home.
You're just waiting for the news, basically.
What can I do? I need to wait. I cannot call the manager and ask. I'll wait. I'll be at home with my friend, and fingers crossed.
Last week in the press conference, Gabby Jesus said you and Bukayo were machines. He said you ran so much, you worked so hard, you put him to shame.
I think because of him, he makes our job a lot easier. You know, he always try to give advice to us. He's still 25, but he's our experienced player. He's a very good guy and one of the captains as well. So I think everyone knows how much he brings to the team, and yeah, everyone's love him.
In terms of you and Bukayo, you're both only 21. You both played in every Premier League game this season. Do you two think you push each other? Do you make each other better players?
Yeah, of course. As I said, when you play with good players, they make you better, you know. So I'm lucky to play with Jesus and him. I mean, everyone in the team is trying their best, and that's why we are doing well.
Gabby, just on the being described as a machine, how have you physically adapted since you came to England, and what have you done to adapt to English football in terms of diet or extra work you've done?
It's hard when you come from Brazil. I came from a small club in Brazil to play for Arsenal. It's a big step, and I knew that I had to change a lot of things to improve and to play here, because one thing is come to play and another thing is to play. So I knew that, and since the day one I always try to do the right things, do diet and what I needed to do in the gym I start to do. So I always try to improve. Even today I know that I have a lot of things to improve, and I always try to be on my best.
Do you have someone who does your food? Do you have like a chef, or do you have a gym at home that you use for extra sessions?
Yeah, I have a gym and I have a chef as well, but normally I do gym here at the club. It's easier.
And just on this competition, when you came to Arsenal, the Europa League for you was so important for you to get minutes and get goals. Just what impact did that have on your career when you got these starts, that if Arsenal hadn't been in a competition like that, you might have struggled to get your first few games?
Yeah, you never know, but as you said, it was very important for my growing here at Arsenal, and very important. I think it gave me a lot of confidence to be where I am today, and that was so important.
Gabby, just going back onto the contract stuff, there's always a lot of talk about it, headlines, and are you worried that it might become a distraction the longer it goes on, or does that not come into your mind at all?
I really don't care. I want to stay and I want to score in the next game and want to do well, and let my team win the game.
The fact that Arsenal took a chance on you when you've been close to moving to Europe, but you didn't make it, and then Arsenal took that chance. Does that do you have an added emotional tie to Arsenal? Do you think a sense of loyalty, perhaps?
Yeah, of course. When I knew that Arsenal wanted to buy me, I was so happy. I think it was one of the happiest days in my life. And yeah, I think every player that has the opportunity to play for Arsenal, he'll try to do his best and play the best football in the world.
Gabby, I think you said you've put on 7 kilos since you arrived in England. Is there one specific food that you've discovered that helps you build muscle?
I didn't eat fish, and I don't know how you guys call the guy that do the diet.
Nutritionist.
Yeah, the nutritionist. He was like, you need to eat it. So I start to eat, and I think it helps a lot me, and I think everyone at the club as
Every
well.
day?
In the night.
Gabby, in terms you were challenged to score more goals this season, and you've done that. You were challenged to get more minutes last season, and you did that. What is the next level for you? What is it you're trying to tweak, to improve, to take your game to the next level after getting the goals, getting the minutes? What's the next step for you?
I think score more goals and more assists. I think if I can do it, I'll be very happy, and I'll help the team more.
Is there anything technical in your game, like dribbling, or in terms of taking players on, being more confident, being more creative?
I think I am confident, and the whole team, they give me this confidence as well. So I think sometimes just be calm to take the decisions. I think I need to score more goals and give more assists.
Gabby, you've been brilliant for Arsenal so far this season. I was just wondering, similarly to what Tom said, what would you say is the biggest improvement you've made in your game since like a year ago?
I think managing the balls, don't give it away. I think I improved. I have improved it a lot.
Okay. Any others before we leave?
Let's quickly ask Gabby. Obviously, there's in the summer Arsenal signed Marquinhos, who's sort of similar situation to you. I just wondered what advice you've given to him, or how you've tried to help him settle and adjust to life in England.
As I said, what I can do for the boys, I will do. I try to help as much as possible, and I always try to say to him to be him, be yourself, and do what you know. So because we bought you because of your talent, and you need to believe in yourself. So he needs to keep doing it, and because everyone at the club knows that he has a huge talent.
Just one more, sorry, from me. Sorry. you Bukayo and Jesus are all on 5 goals so far. Is there a sort of competition between the three of you to maybe be top scorer this season? I think everyone expects
4 goals.
Gabriel Jesus, but would you like to compete? You know,
I have 5.
He said 5 for each of you.
Yeah,
Okay.
all of you on 5, all 3 of you on 5.
I mean, everyone wants to help the team. Doesn't matter who is gonna be the goal scorer. I think we don't have it between us, so everyone wants to help the team. Me, Gabi, and Saka.
I know you didn't want to say what your target was for goals for the season, but are you ahead of schedule?
I'm doing well, so I hope in the end of the season I reach his numbers.